Yeah, yeah, everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hello, it's our podcast as he stifles a yawn.
There's no stifling, it was just full-on yawn. I saw the back of your gums.
It's not because of anything you've said, my friend. I have never been bored by you in my life. Oh, there was one time, yeah.
Just the one?
What's on the potty?
Are you on the potty? I saw this very interesting series of statistics, and it really makes you humble and grateful to be here, to be born. So when you yell at your parents, I didn't ask to be born.
Yeah.
So many extraordinary things have to be in place for you to have a place in the universe. It's quite mind-blowing. Let me take you through it.
Okay.
In order to be born, you need 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents, 32 third great-grandparents, 64 fourth great-grandparents, 125 fifth great-grandparents. I won't go through all the numbers because you'll get bored.
No, this is good.
Okay. 512 seventh great-grandparents, 1,024 eighth great-grandparents, and 2,048 ninth great-grandparents. Over 12 generations, spanning approximately 400 years, you needed a total of 4,094 ancestors for you to come into existence.
Wow.
And not just the people, the numbers, but as it says here, we are the result of thousands of lives, choices and sacrifices that came before us. And also the lucky ones who some fell by the wayside through famine, through war, through all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. We are the result of the survivors. And as they say here, the sacrifices they made to have children. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
It is. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, how did we get here?
Well, do you write cards to them all?
Well, I was just thinking there's some booty coming my way from my 9th great-great-great-great-grandparents. You know, because there's 4,000 of them.
I know, but they also probably have 4,000 descendants.
Yeah. You know how I recently became a grandfather? I was holding my little grandson the other day, and he's 2 weeks old. Like there was a world where he didn't exist. 2 weeks ago, he didn't exist.
Did you wonder what you talked about before the baby came along? That's all you look at now. It's like when you get a dog. Think, what did we ever talk about before the dog?
My mate Dave, he recently became a grandfather as well. And leading up to it, I said, how are you going? Are you excited about the imminent baby arrival? And he said, it's just baby this and baby that. That's all these women talk about. And they sent me a picture of him holding his grandchild.
Yeah, of course.
And I wrote
Sookie as
baby this.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone falls for and rightly so, those big gushy eyes. This is what this is about, the passing on of your genes and the sacrifices you made for you to have Morgan, for Morgan to meet Zoe, the sacrifices her parents made, for all of that to come together to create the uniqueness of that human being.
One individual.
Incredible.
And then in the world, there's good individuals and bad individuals. You know, like Adolf Hitler's
I don't
parents.
think your children have given birth to the Antichrist.
No, I'm just saying, Adolf Hitler, his parents would have loved him and thought he was great. And all that sort of stuff.
Well, they say, hey, you're going to be your son's going to be the leader of Germany. You think, how wonderful.
How good is that? I hope he has some sort of rakish mustache arrangement.
Like his mother. But this goes on to say, this reminds us of how precious and unique our existence is, a gift shaped by generations of ancestors. We should remember to honour their legacy by living with purpose, honour and gratitude.
But you look at how we're here today, you and I. We've been doing this for a long time now. But the very genesis of our radio show started in 1999 when your co-host Andrew Denton went sick. And I was called in at the last minute to fill in. As the opener of the show was playing, I shut up, said, I knew you vaguely. I said, hello, Amanda, I'm Brendan, your co-host today. Imagine if Andrew hadn't gone sick.
Every moment of our lives are made up of the sliding doors, aren't they?
Indeed.
And sometimes the sliding doors go your way, which has given us our survival, our gift of being alive.
Yeah.
And sometimes the sliding doors don't go your way. Stay away from doors, I think, is pretty much the message.
Exactly. That's what I think you're saying.
I think so.
And I think you would have been spared a lot of grief had that sliding door not gone my way.
What would my life
What
have
would your
been?
alternate universe be?
I'd be working in a dog sanctuary, patting Labradors all day and loving myself sick.
And on the medicinal marijuana.
And you'd be doing midnight to dawns in Carafa.
I'd be like Harry Chapin in WOLD.
We all have our journeys.
Are you ready for more?
It's time to check out what's on the cutting room floor.
This is a story we didn't get to today. It's a story about a German man who lived underwater for 120 days
Wow.
to set a world record. That's like a third of a year, is it?
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, it would be. Was he in some sort of pod?
Yeah. So this is the record for the longest time living underwater without depressurization. He was in a submerged capsule off the coast of Panama. This guy's 59 years old. There were 4 cameras in the capsule to record his daily life and to make sure that his mental health was okay. I don't know how you tell if it's not. He starts playing Joe Dolce on repeat.
Possibly should have checked his mental health before he went down there.
But also they wanted to check that he never came to the surface. Incredible, isn't it? He said he kind of missed it. He said it was a great adventure. It's over, but there's a sense of regret. I enjoyed my time there very much. The beautiful way that things calm down when it gets dark and the sea is glowing.
Well, it's like being up in space. Those people in the space stations.
But they don't just go up there and sit there. They've got work to do. They're working scientists.
All those scientists go, okay, have you measured the microns of the space
I
dust?
want that report on my desk by 9. Get in from your spacewalk and put that report on my desk.
Because those guys are the ultimate work from home people.
Yeah, I guess so. And we have cameras on them all the time.
Always.
But you and I know what it's like to live underwater for a period of time. We broke the world record, the Guinness World Record, for doing the longest radio show underwater.
Yeah, not the
3
longest.
hours.
We're not the longest radio show. If you put us end to end up against other radio shows.
Would we? Would we even out? See, some radio shows have 6 people. That's far too long.
Yeah, that's
You could put some breakfast shows end to end and they'll get to the moon.
yeah.
No,
it's like human centipede over at Triple M.
So what we did was we did a 3-hour show in the Shark Tank at Sydney Aquarium underwater. And that we were told that thanks to Guinness World Records, they said we could come up to go to the toilet or whatever.
Yep.
But we chose not to because we just didn't have time.
You
to get out of
toileted
it.
in the tank.
So did you, didn't you?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. We just had to wee ourselves in front of the sharks.
No, well, you weed yourself. I thought you were going a bit hard when you met the CEO out of the tank and decided to do it as well.
It's quite liberating. But remember how awful it was because we had to wear these full face masks and any seepage that came in, you'd get salt water in your eyes, your ears would throb, and the lead up to it was hugely, hugely traumatic. I really had a hard time.
But in the old days at our old building, we had a swimming pool on the roof of the building.
And we thought we'd practice their technology,
Yep.
and you were so rude and so dismissive of me. It took me about an hour to get, this is before my hip replacement, to get in and out of the wetsuit. I had plastic bags over my hands to try and get into the wetsuit. It was so hard, and you were so dismissive.
I wasn't dismissive. It just said what happened was you just complained endlessly.
Well, the whole point was to see if the equipment worked, and
Yeah.
you didn't want to hear.
And I did want to hear.
We weren't aware of it, but we were being recorded the whole time, and we actually had an underwater fight.
That's it. Look, it's not going to be a walk in the park. We know that. But there's
Brendan, if you just had, I know you think.
No, I don't.
You think
I don't
that
think.
I am being unrealistic and being a whinger. It's okay, I'll do it. I won't talk to you. You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
We played that for James Cameron, the mastermind behind Titanic. That's where he got the idea for only one of you can fit on the desk, and Avatar. And he just laughed his head off at that, thinking how crazy we were.
Well, he knows how crazy you were.
You had no sympathy. But when it came to do it, the only way that my ears weren't going to throb, you know that terrible feeling you get if one of the car windows is open when you drive along, that awful compression feeling. I had to lie like a salamander on the bottom of the the aquarium. I'll just lie on the bottom was the only way I could do it.
Because a lot of people could come in and watch at the aquarium and they'd see lemon sharks, they'd see other fish, they'd see a manatee, on the bottom.
You and I don't pretend that I looked worse than you. We
both
looked at the
look
photo
bad.
and couldn't tell which one of us was which. So much squishing and weirdness going on. And when we came out, they interviewed us with all the radio people going, yay. Our boots were just filled with water.
Yes.
Mixed with...
And other stuff.
And other
Well,
stuff.
your boots were.
I reckon you weed. So next up, why don't we try and do how many? 120 days.
Wow.
We've done 3 hours. What's the diff?
Bring on the implosion. It's time for the cutting room floor.
Now this...
Sorry. It's time. I was distracted because I just got a spoon for my soup.
We're drinking cup of soups.
Yep. And Jacinda made these, our executive producer, Jacinda. And that's
Well,
not...
let's go back a step. I bought them at the shop.
Okay.
Jacinda very kindly said she'd make them for us.
Yep. And then she brought the soups in, and she's a very busy woman. So we didn't want to say to her, oh, you forgot
Can
to
you put a spoon in?
Because I just can't drink a soup without a spoon.
I'm always anxious that there'll be minerals that haven't,
Yeah.
dissolved.
You don't want the minerals.
They were having basic tomato, which I think is the best. You can put fancy pants stuff in there.
Yeah.
But just give me basic tomato.
In its powdered form, it's very iridescent pink, would you say?
I don't know how many tomatoes were harmed in the making of this
Maybe.
soup.
I think they're all pretty safe, just quietly. On the other
Is that what
hand,
we're talking about?
Flavour Enhancer 621,
Oh, wow, what a star.
different kettle of fish. No, we're not talking about that. Do you like beer? You like beer?
How long have you known me, Brendan?
You like to have a
How
sip
long have
of
you
a
known
beer.
me? When have you ever seen me drink a
No.
bottle of beer?
I've sometimes you've said, "Can I have a sip of your beer?"
Only when my drinks have run out and I'm desperate. But I've never dranken a glass of beer or a bottle of beer. It's not my thing.
Great Northern beer is a very popular beer.
I think my sons drink it
A lot of the kids call it the Blackfish because
because there's
it's
a
got
picture on the front.
a black marlin on it. I'm not a fan of it because it's a bit watery. It's a good mid-strength beer, as my brother-in-law says.
It's not all mid-strength. They also have full
Even their
strength.
full strength's mid.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a lighter
You
lighter
like,
beer.
you like hardcore. You like beer like you're licking a bag of hops.
Yeah, exactly. Enough about my sex life.
Oh.
But as my brother-in-law says, it takes you longer to become a dickhead. And that's the thing. If I'm going to a function and there's a big day of drinking,
So you get, 20 minutes before it hits you?
yeah, I'll balance out my usual beers with maybe a couple of Blackfish. And it's good if you're driving. If you're going somewhere, you can have a few of those and you're okay. That's not the problem, though. The company has been accused of going woke with a controversial campaign. So Great Northern Brewing has vowed to match donations under $200,000 when customers give to the Foundation for National Parks and Wildlife.
Who would complain about that? There's nothing woke about supporting the environment.
They're aiming to raise money to support new national parks. The move has struck a chord with outdoor enthusiasts as national parks are more restrictive than state parks and make it harder to camp and bring the family dog. Great Northern is pitched at people that like going four-wheel driving and camping. All their ads
Right.
are pretty much like that.
Right.
But particularly in places like Victoria, they're locking down those national parks. And people just don't get their four-wheel drive and go barging through national parks. They might have done that in the 70s and 80s, but a lot of the four-wheel drive community are very mindful of the environment,
And now they're still being locked out.
and they're being locked out of these parks. And the problem with that is you got eyes in the national park. People can see where, if a fire has started or something like that. So it's not a bad thing to have people going in our parks.
Is that the ad campaign where the guys are all individually camping and
Yes.
fishing and they all meet up because someone opens a bottle of beer?
Exactly, and they send some bottles down the river
Right.
to the next people.
Well, it's not woke, it's an irony and a hypocrisy.
It's a woke irony,
It's a hypocrisy.
a wirony.
Okay.
Yeah, so the and
It's virtue signalling. Is that what they're saying? All these big words
and
they're
these
throwing out.
companies got to stop doing this. Just stop it.
No.
Honestly, just stop it.
Stop what?
Just stop virtue signaling. Just let people work it out for themselves. You're only doing yourself harm.
No, that's
that
not.
jump.
Well, no, because most companies today, it's not about advertising on a billboard. It's about the PR war.
Yeah,
So
but-
this is how
but the
you
PR
market
war-
now by having a
But
PR war.
The PR war is gone against them.
This
It's gone
time, but
against
not
the grain.
always. When you say companies stop, this
Yeah.
is how companies now advertise
But you've
themselves.
got to know your
by-
audience.
Yeah.
You've got to know
I
your
accept
audience.
that. I accept
So-
that this time it's not working.
Today, if Great Northern said you can win an aluminium boat a tinny and an outboard motor and an esky, yeah, that's a great prize. But giving money to national parks who are locking these people out
I understand.
of the park. You know, according to the national parks people, you wouldn't be able to put a six-pack of beer in a river and let it float downstream, would you, to give to your mates?
Which is what their ad campaign does.
Yeah, so Leonie Blackwell, who runs the Facebook page Victorians Against the Great Forest National Park, said that
It's a
GNB,
big call.
Great Northern Beer, would be regretting their decision. It's really disappointing that major companies like that are blindly buying into supporting issues without really understanding the full context of the impact.
Don't get the eye of a Facebook page.
Don't
do it.
Back to my soup.
Want a beer?
Yeah, as long as it's not Great Northern, it's too watery.
Hey, 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 it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, 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 it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's on the cutting room floor today, Amanda?
Well, some interesting legislation that's been put forward by a Mississippi lawmaker.
Ooh,
Don't they call their senators and things lawmakers?
yeah. I like it. It's a bit like Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd, though, his gun was the lawmaker. Did you like Judge Dredd?
See an actual judge? I've never watched or seen it or read it.
In Mega City 1 in the 3000 AD.
I'm just going to leave the room. Tell me when you finish talking.
Good, she's gone. Now we can talk about Judge Dredd. In 3000 AD, there's no more police because there's no time to do it. So the law enforcement officers are executioner or police officer, judge and executioner.
Where does Judge Judy fit in?
Are
You've
you
got
back
no
now?
answer for
You're
that.
back now.
I'm back now.
Oh, you're back. Sorry.
Well, this is interesting because a lot of the anti-abortion movement in the States focuses on the women.
yeah.
And it may surprise you to hear that men are 50% involved in this. So this Mississippi state lawmaker has introduced a law that bans males self-pleasuring themselves. He's obviously doing this as a, look, if you're going to be extreme, I'll be extreme. He's a Democrat state senator. This legislation would make it unlawful for a man to self-pleasure, quote, without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
Oh, yeah.
Because women now are responsible for all their own contraception, it seems, and if you get pregnant, then you are not allowed to have an abortion, although there is no financial assistance for you to raise that baby. So he's criticising anti-abortion measures that only focus on women. So this bill has been dubbed the Contraception Begins at Erection Act, is what he's called it.
Right.
The first penalty would be $1,000, the second time $5,000, $10,000 for every subsequent offence. He says all across the country, especially here in Mississippi, the vast majority of bills relating to contraception and or abortion focus on the woman's role when men are 50% of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you go? Because the whole point here is if you are going to ejaculate,
Okay.
then you have to be responsible for that actually being a potential life force, and you'll be fined if you don't use it as a life force.
I'd have to go and consult my bank. I'd have to good word with the bank manager.
Imagine that conversation. We're going to see that in one of those ads where they're looking at a screen, and there's your long-term deposits.
You got your spank bank.
I wasn't going to
and
say
your
it.
bank.
And your wank bank.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's curious.
It's curious. And what about this? This is interesting too, because the White House has now decreed there are only two accepted sexes, and that your sex is determined at conception. So what they're saying here is, well, if that's the case, every single person in America is now legally classified as female.
Yeah.
Because all embryos begin by developing female sex organs.
It's the XY-XX chromosome thing, and we all...
Well, the male sex organs only begin replacing them begin forming at around 6 weeks after gestation.
Yeah.
Of gestation. So at the time of conception, all embryos are female. So if people are going to go to the Bible for all their stuff, they're going to look at these laws, let's take them to the extreme, shall we?
It's crazy, isn't it, when you look at the sexes and you look at how we're here. You know, we're all part of just microns, aren't we, really? We're all just specks in the universe.
I think we're more important than that.
No,
to
we
each
are
other
specks
and
in
our
the
families
universe.
and ourselves.
Of course, but we exist in this world.
Yeah.
Do you ever look down at an ant's nest and you just look down at that ant's nest and you say, well, you know, how long is that? What's their life cycle, the ant's nest?
But they don't have conscious thought. But I have the same feeling when I fly over something. I'm in an airplane. And you think every person down there has a life that's important. There are people that love them. They are suffering things. They are loving things, a rich sense of life. And I've spoken about this before, the word sonder, that means coming to the gradual realization that everyone is living a complex life.
It's true.
And we all are living complex lives. And most of us, I would say, are just trying to get along, to love each other, do a good job, have enough money to live and get along. We cloud it with so much other stuff.
There's a lot of dickheads down there too, as you're flying over.
Sure. Well, you're under the flight path. That's what the ants say. Look up there. Look at that idiot.
Okay, kids, that's it for today. That was Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Come back tomorrow for some more.